Welcome to One-on-One with Colette Linden. I'm here with Ward 1 candidate, Jonathan LaLonde. Hi, Jonathan. How are you today?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Good. Welcome to On TV, Sue Online. It's your first trip to the studio.
Yes, it is.
Thanks for being here. Okay, Jonathan, tell us a little bit about yourself, and I also want to know why you wanted to become a part of our municipal council.
Sure. So I initially moved to the Sault to study community, economic, and social developments at Algoma University. So I've graduated for 2 years now, and now there's an election.
There you go.
So just using my experience, what I've learned at the university with my degree, as well as working in the field now for 2 years with the Missinaba Cree Business Corp. I decided to put my name in the running for city council.
Good.
And see what I could do.
Okay, so in your position that you're in now, and the 4 years that you spent at university, what are some issues that came along the way of those 6 years that you've experienced that you'd say, hey, you know what, this needs to change? Can you tell me a few issues?
So some recent developments in the Sault. Over the last 6 years, there's been a fluctuation in population. We're definitely seeing an increase right now, and that affects the housing market, which we've seen over the last couple of years and during COVID. So if we can, would like to influence some policy on affordable housing developments and directed investment in different types of housing to meet the needs of the community.
Okay, I like this. I'm going to stop you for a second because I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about this. Homelessness is an issue as well here in the city and many cities across our fine province. Is that what you're referring to as well? Putting up some more housing geared towards income, lower income, middle income. Go further into that for me.
Yeah. Targeted investment in lower income and like not market driven housing, so that different populations like the homeless, as well as people who want to stay living in their homes, who either now that prices have gone up and the cost of living has gone up, they can't afford to live in the house that they have, or they've entered into a mortgage where with the cost of living, they're not able to afford that, and they would have to leave their mortgage and downsize to a smaller place.
And further to that point, where do they go? Because everything is relative, and with the inflation and the way that the housing market has boomed, and not just in purchasing a home, renting a home. I noticed there's a lot of rentals out for $1,800, $2,500. That's gone up drastically in the last 3 years since I've moved here anyway.
So to speak to the direct investment in housing, directed investment for student housing, because right now there's an increase in student population in the Sault from outside and international students coming to the Sault, which is taking up a lot of the houses that could be used for families and first home buyers. So if we could have directed investment with Sault College and Algoma U for student housing, that would open up some of the space. As well as there is right now, we've seen new housing developments, which is great, and also new rental apartments on the market, but we do need to make them affordable.
Okay, fantastic. That's a great answer, and I'm glad you tapped into that. Another, actually, I want to ask you something now. Doing the math, you're fairly young, so tell me, which is a great thing, because demographically, and I did bring this up to another candidate, we've got the 18 to 25-year-olds who are not voting, who have every right to vote, and who are a loud and strong voice and should be voting. Perhaps with community engagement isn't as strong as it should be or could be here in Sault Ste. Marie. How would you change that? And do you feel that because of your age, is that beneficial, that works in your favor? How do you go out and target the younger generation and say, hey, like, we need your vote, but let's get your ideas in here as well? How do you plan on doing that?
Yeah, that's a great observation. So I have noticed there is a lower age of some of the candidates as well as I am. I'm 33, so I can fit right into some targeted ads and reach out to all my friends that I met in the Sault and living in the Sault, and I continue to meet more people, different circles I belong in, relatively same age group. So through word of mouth, through social media, I'm now on all the different platforms for my campaign. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, a new email address. So with that, I think we can really expand our reach and get the younger population. I'm looking forward to working with some of the other candidates as well. They've reached out to me and added me as a friend.
Oh, that's great.
On different social media platforms. And I think working together, we could spread the word and get the young population out to vote.
But do you agree or disagree that it's lacking at the moment?
Yeah, it is. There is, looking at the previous election results, a low voter turnout for the younger demographic, 18 to 30, 35. So definitely we need a strong push to get the young people engaged in politics, city politics particularly, and we can help to influence what the city develops into. And with that, I think there will be a lot of strategy that needs to take place.
Oh, for sure.
I'm looking forward to hearing a lot of their concerns about what they see is happening in the city and what we could bring up to city council.
So I do feel that's a great segue into succession planning, keeping our younger generations here, or keeping those who have come to the Sault to study at our fine post-secondary institutions such as Algoma and Sault College. How do you keep them here in this city? And what initiatives need to happen? What needs to change to keep the younger generation in our city?
So, like during university, we have a lot of practicums, we have a lot of placements. So, in different programs, they're very engaged in the community, and we're able to partner with existing businesses and organizations that they can get work experience. Through that, there's other programs for jobs after they graduate. So, to increase that to different sectors, I think would help for people looking to stay in Sault Ste. Marie so that they can find a job and continue to work here.
So more co-ops or practicums where they have their hands on and they're working in the industries here and perhaps be hired on after their term as a student. You feel like you can work with companies better. Well, that's great. Now, give me a couple. We have to wrap it up here soon, Jonathan. But thank you again for coming in. But I do want to let everybody know who's watching today, like, what are some of the key issues that you are running for? Give me your top 3 that you think needs to be changed or even addressed as City Council.
So right now, I'm developing my campaign, and I want to focus on safer streets, safer communities. So right now, we need to improve our roads in Sault Ste. Marie. We need to fix the roads.
I sorry to interrupt you. I've asked everyone but you since you've been here, how are we going to fix the roads? Stop doing the Band-Aids. And I said, okay, I won't go there this time. And you said it anyway. So yeah, okay. Good for you, Jonathan.
It's very noticeable.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because with our increase in population, increase in road traffic, we need to develop those policies to keep on road development, keep on our transportation networks, improve them if we can, create those policies needed for multimodal transportation networks here in the Sault. As the city develops, we have to plan ahead for that.
Yeah, there's the infrastructure there as our railroads are there as the infrastructure, and I don't think they're properly utilized from here to, let's say, Sudbury. There's other than hopping on a bus when the infrastructure's already in place. And I know that's a whole other issue going there with the train tracks, but you are absolutely correct on both of those issues. So congratulations, safer streets, safer communities. I like that. Thank you very much for being here today, Jonathan. Is there anything else you would like to say before we end today?
I'd just like to throw a shout out to all the other candidates in the election. Good luck, and it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Well, that's a great way to end, and I'll throw a shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here today. That's the end of 101 with Colette Linden and Jonathan LaLonde for Ward 1.